Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I'm going to be checking out a group who I've never listened to before, but you guys have been suggesting them and it's been asked because I've got so many suggestions coming in from the Reddit suggestion thread, and we do get to everything that gets into that Reddit suggestion thread. Check out the link in the description below. Because we get around to everything, but there's such a long list, keep on repeating myself, you guys have asked me on the Discord discussions to bump this group up a lot, and a lot of people have been saying that they think I will probably like this, because I have to admit I've had quite a good time listening to the group Silent Siren, who I've just enjoyed them. Like I say, it's kind of, they got many different sort of styles that they do, but they're very accessible. You know, I like all different types of music. I like some music that's not very accessible, but it's enjoyable to listen to groups sometimes who are just very easy to get into, have a bit of a poppy sheen perhaps, but also have the integrity of being good musicians who do good music, you know, not just disposable. And so this group is called Elfriede. I'm pronouncing it, I haven't heard anyone say it properly, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I'm pronouncing it from the Japanese katakana, so hopefully I'm getting it right. If I'm getting it wrong, correct me. Otherwise, don't care. But I'm looking forward to liking this band. Hopefully they're going to be something really enjoyable. I'm going to try not to set the bar too high by the fact that you guys have already told me you think I'm going to like them. But this is a song called Starlight by Elfriede. As always, we'll be totally honest. We'll try, even if I absolutely love it, I'll try and pick apart the things that I like and things that I think could be improved as well. So if you're new to the channel, we'll be honest about everything. But I'm really looking forward to it anyway, certainly hoping to like it. This is Elfriede with Starlight. Let's check it out.
数えきれない涙のわけ君がくれた愛に触れていつも笑えるよって泣いて強がっていた抱えきれない優しい手が私をぎゅっと抱いて
Promising start. Lots of places it could go from here.
今もまた愛してるかな
That's a really cool riff. Really like the way this is starting off. Let's see how they build on this.
抑えきれない感情を吐き出してまた後悔してる私がいて理解
That does remind me of growing up listening to pop punk.
泥だらけの足でいつも通り歩いてるそれだけで大人になるための犠牲を投げ払う
Well, they're really building up attention for the hook. Big chorus.
数えきれない涙のわけ人目につかないようにそっと誰かのために吐いた嘘に変わっていた戦いきれない優しい手が私をぎゅっと抱いていつも笑うなら曇る夜空を今もまた愛してるからそっと今の隙間にかけた橋をいつも見渡して愛た地図を破り捨てて追いかけた希望何十年先もどっちかって信じることが当たり前の日々にすがり空想論唱え出して
It's very fun, it's a cool video as well. So they got two singers. Nice play between the vocals there. Oh, key change. I think we've got a lot to unpack on this one. Yes, a lot to unpack on this one, my friends. A lot to unpack indeed on this song. Well, obviously, I think it's not going to draw any surprises. You guys already knew this before I even hit play. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Let's cover a few of the reasons why. Like I say, we're going to be honest about this and break down everything in its own place. Now, first of all, one thing I really want to give massive credit to, actually, because it's something that I usually don't pick apart too much, is the guitarist. When it comes to guitarists, as you guys know, I set the bar very high for guitarists, because the problem is that every band has a guitarist, and so as a result, we've kind of heard everything before. It's very hard for a guitarist to do anything that really stands out. It's a difficult job. So often guitarists are very solid, but it's very hard for me to find a guitarist spectacular, especially in guitar solos, which I tend to find are a slightly overused songwriting technique that doesn't always move the song along. Now, what I really liked about this is the guitar solo was... first of all, it was really nice. It moved the song along well. And I do think, I don't know if they write their own songs. As always, I don't pre-research the groups. You guys tell me in the comments if you're a fan or if you know more, tell me. But I'd be interested to know if they write their own songs and if the guitarist writes the songs, because not only was the riff a very good guitar riff, again, guitar riffs, it's so hard to write a guitar riff that's original and good these days. That one was really engaging. It certainly pumped up and moved the energy along. It got that kinetic energy into the song very quickly. But the guitar solo had a similar effect. It was easier to follow in that it was one of those guitar solos that's not just twiddling. You could actually just follow it and enjoy it, but it also had finesse. It had little quick flicks and movements and flourishes within it. It showed a lot of skill, but also it was clearly written for the listener rather than just to show off. And I also liked that the mix was done in a good way, that you could really hear the way she felt the strings, the way that she moved between each note. The guitar was not so compressed and overly produced that you lost those sounds of the actual hand movement on the strings. I felt like you could really feel and hear it. Maybe that was just also the video backing it up, I don't know, but I really felt that guitar solo felt very tangible. So the guitar work on this was brilliant, and I really enjoyed that. The singer was great, but she was not like sort of standout in that she kind of felt like she was singing in quite a controlled way, and this is where I would draw a little bit of a comparison to Silent Siren, in that I think that is often an underestimated art form. I don't think you always have to be singing at 11. There is something about singing in kind of a personal way, and I think that's kind of how she was singing. But that became really interesting in the bridge, where the other singer came in, who I think was also the guitarist, if I'm not mistaken, and there was like a bouncing between the vocals, and I thought that was a really nice way of doing it. I mentioned this when I was listening to that Alia song, the only Alia song that we listened to for a very long time. We've got another review coming soon if I haven't already posted it. I haven't scheduled these videos yet, I'm just recording them. But the first Alia song we listened to, I gave it in our end of year awards for year one. I gave it Bridge of the Year, partly because it had that fantastic vocal bit in it, and this kind of reminded me of that, the way they just sort of suddenly had this bouncing around vocal that helped you build up the atmosphere, all the way up to that very Eurovision style key change. Nothing wrong with a key change. I love a good key change. It's a fantastic songwriting technique. It used to be overused, but it's kind of gone into a little bit of a state of disuse recently, so it's nice to see someone pull out the key change for the last chorus every now and then. Step 2 notes up, step 3 notes up, push it forwards, and you've got an exciting crescendo. So I like the way they did that. There were a lot of techniques which were really good about this. The drumming had its really good moments. The bass playing was relatively solid. I think I always say that with most bands there's a member who seems to hold it together. I mean, we've been saying before, like with Bandmade, the band is very much held together by Miku on the rhythm guitar, with Scandal. I think it's Rena, isn't it? Rena on the drums, who kind of holds everything together, kind of like Ringo Starr from the Beatles. You'll have that member who holds things together. I kind of got the feeling from only this first song, but I kind of got the feeling that in this group it's like the bass player is the core, the one who kind of like holds more of a restrained playing style so as to link together all of the flourishes everyone else is doing, especially considering the guitarist seems to be very, very talented and able to really go off on one. So that was interesting. I liked a lot of things about this, basically. Really appealed to me. The one thing that I did feel was slightly missing, and this is probably where I get the unfair comparison from me having listened to groups like, I'm sort of thinking of the Silent Sirens, Necry, Toki, bands like I Love Me, those kind of bands, is that I feel that with this sort of poppy sound, sometimes the lack of a keyboard can be kind of felt, or just something outside of your normal guitar, bass, drums band setup. I think that this is why it was so important that the guitarist was so sort of adept and so flowing with their style, is because I think someone needed to give a little bit of color where it could have gone into being a little bit sort of generic and colorless if it wasn't for that. Because like I say, there are so many bands who are guitar bass drums or guitar bass drums that you need something to stamp your own identity on a song when you do it. This had some great writing, it had some great movement, had a good chorus, you know, not like sort of like a classic all-time great chorus, but certainly a chorus that I would be very happy to listen to over and again, and relatively catchy as well. I just loved the way this was written. It was really well written, but it needed something to stamp a little bit of style on it, and I think the guitar was doing that. Maybe if they had a keyboard player just doing a little bit of extra sound in there, it would have added something to that. But you know, in a way, it's nice for each band to be different, so I guess there's not too many bands who are doing the more poppy rock stuff without a keyboard player. I'd have to go away and think about that, but basically what I heard here, I'm really interested to hear more. Interested to hear how they develop it. I mean, the singer seems to be hands-free a lot of the time, so maybe she can add a little bit of extra instrumentation in some of the other songs. I don't know what they do there, but certainly it didn't feel empty at all. That's not my criticism. It's just, if I was trying to pick a hole, if I was trying to pick one thing, it's maybe that I would have liked to hear some other colourful sounds in there as well, but that's really me kind of stretching. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was great. I definitely can't wait to hear more. I've got another song of theirs lined up to listen to, but as always, give me your suggestions. And if you are going to give song suggestions, remember the link in the description below to our Reddit. Our Reddit has a song suggestion thread, and that's a great place to go, because if you go there, I will definitely pick it up. If you put it other places, I read all the comments and everything, but I don't always have a chance to reply, write down and copy things, so put it in the Reddit and I'll definitely get around to it. But for now, from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm looking forward to seeing your comments on this song, whether you know the band or not, whether you like this one or not. Get in there and join the discussion. It's always enjoyable and fun. But for now, ciao ciao. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out more of our hundreds of videos we got online on this channel right now, or get involved in the discussion with us at the many social media links we've got in the description below, where you can suggest new videos and artists for us to check out on the channel. Or you can just do the usual YouTube stuff and comment, like, subscribe. You know how this works by now.